bottle, it's normally the story that comes with that. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry, sometimes you just remember some good shit. Welcome to the Bottom of the Bottle podcast.
Oh man, this is the Bottom of the Bottle podcast. I am your host, Jay Walker the third. That's my brother, my co-host, my partner, them Carolina Dirt. What's happening with you, player?
Man, shit, you already know what it is. The Hummmpday happy hour tab in. We back at it.
Yeah, man, yeah. Well, it's almost that time, man. We've been complaining about the cold. I think the cold finally gonna break. And we're gonna be in the middle of the oppression heat. Hey, what you got going on?
Yeah, I don't know. That's my. Yeah, I think my shit freezing up.
Yeah, man. All these companies, they charge us all this money to do this internet shit. And they ain't worth a fuck. I just came from resetting mine. I'm gonna go try and swap these things out one more time. But either way, man, we're not here for that. You been catching any playoff basketball?
Nah, not really. I mean, I caught the end of the Kings and Golden State last week.
Yeah,
that was a good fourth quarter.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can't
gonna lock in a little bit. Say who?
I think I got a delay because shit, you responded late.
All right, well, you got a real delay. Well, we're gonna keep on trooping through it like we always do, man. Look, we got a returning guest. We always love our returning guests because they family anyway. Representing St. Helena Island, down there, Buford Way. Our man JB, we're gonna bring him to the set like always, just to have that good conversation. JB, how you been, brother?
What it do, brothers, man? It's always good to be with the family. How y'all, man?
Hey, man, look, we just trying to make it happen, man. Out here hustling and surviving like the Good Times theme song.
Yeah, man. Y'all doing that, though. You doing that. I can't say, hey, I was just listening to the intro when y'all just had me in the back just now, man. Y'all was going on some real stuff, man. Like, they charge you all this good money, but the service never add up. So
I don't care. I don't care what you about to put on it. It'll fail you.
Hey, it seems like America a lot of things in America just been going on like that, man. A lot of things ain't adding up, It just don't add up. They're making it obvious, man, out here.
That's what I don't understand. For the people that's distracted by other shit that's going on, how do you not notice?
Yeah.
How you not notice?
I think they know that they're just being naive. They're just turning their eye, man. They want their eyes to be covered with all that wool.
I guess people pick and choose what they mad about. That's what Chris Rock special was, selective outrage. That might be a real thing.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
I gotta check that out, man.
I ain't no real big Chris Rock fan. That's why I'm slow to watch it. But I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves to be listened to.
Oh yeah. You can learn something from. You can learn a little bit from most people. I don't want to say everybody, but
right.
Most people.
Yeah,
maybe I'm biased.
Got one out too. Marlon's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a fan of him.
He got a special out called "God Loves Me," man, and he do a wild take on the whole Chris Rock, Will Smith shit. It's worth it for you to watch that.
I gotta make sure I put that down too in my to-watch list, man.
All right,
gotta watch that.
You caught up, Carolina? You got your hamster running? Hell no.
I think so. I sound like I'm in sync.
Yeah, you still got a little delay, a little freeze, but we gonna keep on pushing. If you want to try to reset, I think that's what he gonna do. We gonna get into this first call thing, man. Have you watched any playoff basketball?
I caught a little bit here and there. I'm actually watching it right now, man. Lakers and Grizzlies going at it, man. Grizzlies putting it on the LA right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Let me go ahead
mm.
and tune that thing up in the background. I didn't think
Yeah,
Ja playing.
yeah. Job playing.
Okay, they was acting like he wasn't.
Job,
So
I think job playing. I just turned it on now. So Luke, I see Luca now with 10 points. Xavier Tillman with 12. A bunch of like X factors or whatnot making the highlight film.
yeah, you can win with
No,
your X
no
Factors
disrespect.
one night, maybe
Yeah,
two, but
yeah,
you
yeah.
need your start.
No, no disrespect, man. No
No,
disrespect. But it's a lot of talent in the league, though, man. There's a lot of talent in the league, especially out there in the West too now. So it's kind of hard to say who's gonna come out on top. We all would like to say LeBron, the King, will come out on top, but it ain't just that easy, man.
no. It's finally that parity. Like it ain't no runaway teams. Golden State struggling, the Lakers been struggling. You got teams like Sacramento, Cleveland, who can spoil it for a lot of people. Cause
Yeah, and that boy Edwards, man.
oh
That
yeah,
boy Anthony Edwards, he turning Hayes. That boy Fox of Sacramento. But see, them boys have been doing their thing now. It's just the fact that people just now recognizing that them boys got game.
like if you
Oh
want to know how you got old, cause NBA is it. I don't recognize nobody no more. I'll be honest.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the it's the whole one and done thing though. I think we
yeah.
I think the
I'm not a
NIL
fan of that,
deal
man.
the NIL deal should make them boys go to school for a little bit longer. They got to up the age now.
Well, they coming straight out of high school, right?
Well, no, they got to do 1 year, but they could be one and done. Like when we was coming up, most people did at least they had to do three.
They had to do three or they had to do two.
They had to do
No,
three.
matter of fact, think about it now. Think about KG, Kobe, and Jermaine O'Neal now.
But that's
Them
what I'm
boys
saying.
can,
They changed the rule for a couple years, and then they went to the whole one and done thing.
yeah. I think that they should still like what I'm saying recognize talent, man, when that talent is actually like there. But I don't think they need to be too lenient about it or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you got to be way above that line, man. You got to separate yourself from the rest. You can't just be like, yeah, he's definitely way better than this class, but it can't be no question about it or whatnot, man. And that's what KG and and
Kobe.
that's what JO5 and Kobe and that's what them boys did. You know what I'm saying? Them boys really separate themselves from the rest. But
Yeah,
I agree with you. You
those were
definitely need to go to
phenomenal though.
college, man.
I just feel like your Coves and your KGs, them boys come once in a blue moon. It just so happened that they got packed together.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
That shit don't
Facts.
happen. It don't happen where you 18 years old and you can hold your own against men every day.
No, no, man. You got to be a man child, dog. We
There
all
you
know
go.
that, man.
There
You
you
got to
go.
be a man child. I'm talking about your mama feeding you rice cereal when you about like 2 months or whatnot. You know, they straight out the bottom. Them boys is just grown for their age, man. Them boys is man child, dog. Yeah, I
But
don't even think Ja playing, man, the way it look, man.
he
Ja
was
ain't
supposed to
playing.
be out at least one game. They was talking about for the series. If he gone for the series, it's over.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know what LeBron. I guess them boys trying to sell tickets. I don't know. One boy trying to sell tickets look like, but ain't no telling these days. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of conspiracies. You know what I'm saying? That people's bringing up with all this entertainment, sports and entertainment and stuff like that.
It's conspiracy all over the place, man. I know you heard about the Jamie Foxx shit.
No, so I saw something that my man what's dog name that used to play Steven that used to play with the Spurs. I saw him post something about Jamie Foxx, and I'm like, what happened to Jamie Foxx?
He had some kind of medical emergency. Some people say it's a heart attack. Some people say it was an aneurysm, but something sat him down. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And it
that's
just
sad,
goes to
man.
show like that it give you, it lets you tap into your mortality, but it's like when you look at that man, all the shit that he do well, is he supposed to be here with us or is he better than us?
You
You
can
know what
look
I'm
at it
saying?
that. Yeah, the Most High can definitely be like, man, you've done enough or whatnot, man. Come on.
Bruh.
But think about it like this, right? So check. Now let me blow you. Check this out. So one of my partners, yeah, hit me up the other day when I went home. He's from down in the Hampton area, and he
Okay.
got a cousin, and this cat that he run maybe like 5 to 10 miles every day in good shape, good health, and all of a sudden, my man just fall out dead.
Mm.
He just fall out dead. Nobody know. They don't know what reason, what for, man. And here we are. You talking about Jamie Foxx? I know the man been in shape. You can look at him and tell the man he get his fitness on, you know. And so it's just like, I guess when your call has come, your time has come. Ain't that much shape in the world.
It ain't that much shape in the world.
Yeah, ain't that much shape in the world, man. That's why you better be right, man. You gotta be right. The Most High have that alignment straight. You don't want to be veering off to the left or right.
That's what it
Yeah,
is.
man.
Like I was having a conversation today, like we live in a world where everything is about material, it's about right now, it's about what you can show, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think God made us to be batteries, because I don't think God made us to work and stand in line for our whole life.
I know for me, definitely not. I know I'm here for his purpose, whatever purpose that is, and clearly I got an idea, but I pray about it to be even more clear to me every day, But it's no more. I don't live for myself, man, especially now that I got kids. And so I'm a sacrificial tool, man, only for his purpose, just to do good, you know. That's that beneficent part, doing good, you know what I'm saying, doing well. So I know that's why I'm a believer with that with that one, Jay. Straight up.
Yeah, man. And that's what I want the people that run across this podcast, if you're listening now or whatever, it's like trying to find that balance between doing what you got to do to survive and provide for your family, but also understanding that we all got a greater purpose, man. We all got
Definitely.
a greater purpose. I feel, bro, every morning that I feel like I got to clock into somebody else's job in order to survive, it make me sick to my stomach.
Well, guess what? That's what I'm doing right now. And here again, there's another conversation. Me and one of my close friends. He's my frat brother, more than a frat brother to me. We like real live brothers. But we had a discussion the other day. You have like 90% of the world, 97% of the world. If you tell them what you want to do, if you come up with a plan, you got 97% that'll tell you that you can't do it. And those are the people that have a 9 to 5 and going to work for somebody or whatnot. I guess that's what you call the bureaucrats. And then you have the 3% that'll tell you, yes, you can. You can
Okay.
do anything that you put your mind to. And that's where we fall. That's where we fall at. Those who have like plans, who have dreams, like how you guys have the podcast, how you guys have your show or whatnot. You got your own. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You fall into that 3% out of the 100% that's actually, what I'm saying, that actually doing for yourself. You actually living up to your purpose.
Indeed. Well, we're
Shit.
going to
Well,
take a pause for the cause. Another returning guest. Well, shit, he didn't popped in and popped off. We're gonna bring Monster Luther back in here, man. We pride ourselves on being able to put like-minded people in situations to politic and just have a general conversation for the good of the people. And this is a great matchup. Once you get an opportunity to sit down and chop it up with him for a little minute,
Y'all can hear me better?
bruh.
yep.
You remember all
I,
that grief you was giving me about my internet?
hey, I don't know what the hell going on, but I had to switch to my phone. That's why I've been fumbling and bumbling.
Okay. Pay all that good money, cuz, and then they'll turn your ass off.
Bro, I tell you what Spectrum used to do. They used to leave the TV on and cut the internet off.
Because they know the internet mean more than you than that cable.
Yeah, and that bill used to get paid too.
Yeah. Once upon a time, it was cable over the telephone.
Yeah, yeah.
The internet is the end all be all. They trying to make that the alpha and omega.
I mean, it is. The internet hooked to everything, man. You got to think. There's an app for every single thing we do in life.
Yeah, lying about that, boy. Lord, there's a lot of them out there.
Like you know, JB shit. You remember you used to have to go to the studio and record. Now you can record on your phone. You can make beats on your phone. DJ.
Yeah, man. yeah. It's just like you taking all of the fellowship out of it, man. You know the stories you can get in the studio, man. Ain't nothing like that studio vibe, boy. Talking about smoked out, all of the homies in there clowning, you know what I'm saying? We bumping heads, knowing with all that. Then you might just start freestyle battling against one another in there. Well, now, but now you got phones. Everybody got a phone. Everybody got their own studio right now.
That's it, man.
Right yeah.
It's weird, bro. Like that's what we trying to bring Father's Day back for the people that don't know. We used to throw an annual Father's Day celebration. It's an all male function, you know what I'm saying? Men bring food. They can come out. They can fellowship with men in peace and in brotherhood and just enjoy themselves. You can get your little gamble on. You can get your little drink on. You can get your little smoke on. Nobody's there to judge you. And it seemed like the plan now is to stop the congregation of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's something that we got to bring back. Monster, what's going on with you, player?
What's going on with you? What's happening? What's going on?
Hey, man, look, it's a pleasure to have you here with us, man. I don't know, you kind of popped out, but we was just saying that, you know, one of the goals of the show is to bring like-minded people together, have a conversation and see what we can learn and or, you know, bolster up, man. So I want you to meet my man, JB Bizzo, real good brother, musical artist, philanthropist.
I think my signal kind of bad, like, cause it's going in.
Monster, what up, brother?
What's good with you, fam?
Ain't nothing cool, man. Keeping it moving, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I'm maintaining. I think my signal kind of bad, cause at first I couldn't hear y'all, but now it's like y'all going in and out. But I'm trying. I'm here.
I mean, you right on time with the vocals. You got a little choppy image, but hopefully that'll level out in a minute. So we was just talking about how, you know, it seems like the world at large don't want people to congregate no more, man. They don't want us to have church no more. How you feel about that?
Man, you know, the world we're in now, it's a handful. You feel me? Like you just got to sit back and focus, then refocus, and focus again, just trying to figure it out. I figure they're trying to keep everybody apart because we starting to find understanding and see the ignorance in what they really doing out here. Okay. So, you know, everybody's starting to put their minds together. So the only way that you stop somebody from putting their minds together is to separate them.
You said the whole thing right there, cuz. You just unwrapped it right there.
I'm about to say, because that's crazy, because COVID kept everybody separated. But it's like, I think people realize during COVID, we need each other.
Yeah, facts.
The purpose,
you got some people
that the COVID was for separation. I feel like the purpose of the COVID was for separation. But then, you know, when you separate, then we realize our energy force and our life force is stronger together. So that's when everybody started the we outside. So now they're making it to where, you know, when we outside and we soaking in all this sun and this charging this melanin, that they seeing that our superpowers is getting stronger. So now the aerosol and the air hide in the sun. So, you know, it's a lot.
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. Like, and that's what we trying to find a way to make sure that, you know, we take these opportunities to, and I'm glad you said that, because I don't want to be the only one to feel like that. It make me feel delusional for all the separation and anxiety that they try to put in the black community. I feel like we are starting to fucking gel and starting to come together in a big way.
Yeah. It's time. You know, we in Aquarius year, the year of revealing. So you can't hide when it's time to reveal. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been separating us from the beginning when the Section 8 and the welfares and, you know, broken homes, all that. They, you know, they give women, you know, the checks and government assistance to where they don't need the man. That's what created the situation we in now. But, you know, now the economy is so messed up that that's not enough. So you're going to need the man back in the home. So it's bringing the families back together and it's bringing the understanding back into it.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, what shall be, shall be. So we can't do nothing but ride it out, learn the information for eternity.
There you go.
So before you got in here, and shit, my internet's still fucking up. But JB, like you said, he an artist too, and you an artist, and he was just talking about the vibe is different record because people sitting in their tracks and you can't even vibe on a track together no more.
Getting people in the studio to sit down and really mix it up and actually have some chemistry on the track.
I can't. Say it again for me, big bro, if you don't mind. Like I said, the signal ain't that good.
Go ahead, Carolina.
No, I was saying we were talking, and JB, an artist too, and he was saying like the vibe ain't the same no more because people to be sending their tracks and they don't even be vibing together in the studio no more.
Oh yeah. That's, you know, that's the almighty dollar that really don't have no mic. You know, people they're trying to make all the money a million ways. So you can't go and sit and build a rapport or build a relationship because you want to do 10 features. So instead of building with this one individual, you want to try to knock out 10 of them to get that bag, and the bag, the almighty dollar, don't hold no value, really.
Hey. Not no more.
It never held the value. You got to think about it. Like the food that we pay for is grown and it's free to us, really. You know, we grow it, but then they charge us for it. The houses that we stay in, we build, but they charge us to live in it. You know, it was never the plan to have, like, for us to be out here working for a currency that, you know, they print up for free. You know,
I feel like I've known that shit since I was a kid. Cause I got my ass cut one day because understanding at an early age a dollar and how to fill out a check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I floated some checks that I wasn't even on no goddamn account for because my mama told my ass up.
I think we all did that with the checkbook.
But it's just to say, it's like, if you can understand that as a child, like, this piece of paper will get me whatever product I'm looking for. You ain't putting money or the New York Stock Exchange in your mind. That's how you know it's made up.
Right.
Whoever I wrote that check to knew I was too young to write that check, but they still took that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So do you think, you know, the world was built off the barter system? Do you think we really need to get back to it?
Yeah. I feel like we headed that way anyway because the economy is crashing so fast right before our eyes, and we're not even paying attention to it. So we're gonna have to go back to, you know, the ways of old because, like I said, that mighty dollar ain't so mighty no more. You know what I mean? You look around, you can ask people like with this IRS, they're gonna eventually have to do away with the tax, income tax refunds, taxing people and everything because they just don't have the money because, you know, they done pissed over everybody, and now it's just like it's fading. So you got to go back to, you know, the way where it should have been anyway. I'm a farmer, you're a carpenter, he's a medical herbalist. You know what I'm saying? And we barter all those things. You feel me?
But it's crazy because, you know, the rich gonna want to stay rich and they ain't gonna want to do the barter system, and that's kind of where we at now. You got these oil execs that got bonuses of $35 million for the year, but then you got somebody who kicked out on the street because they got an extra $300 worth of bills a month.
That's where that come together part. If we stop spending with the rich, how will they stay rich?
Exactly.
We decide if the rich stay rich. You know what I'm saying? Like we've always had the spending power. Like our dollar is the most mighty dollar because wherever we spend. But we've always been that. You know, we was tricked out of a lot of stuff. I can go real deep into stuff like, you know, like segregation was really never segregation. They created it so we would want to spend with them. You know? We had already. You know what I mean? But they didn't have. The only way that they could get is if we spent over there. So they tricked it and made us want to go over there. Same way we do now. We get $1 million and want to go and stay in that neighborhood as versus building our neighborhood.
So how do we get the hoods in the streets to understand where we need to go? Because that's where a lot of the talent is. A lot of the carpenters and woodworkers and machinists are in the hood.
I mean, it takes conversation, communication, and that together part again, you know. And we coming back to that because just so much of this stuff is failing out here in our face. You know what I mean? If you look around, you seeing like we going back to the ways of old. It's just because this other shit just getting outdated, really. You know?
Absolutely.
You know how people be like, "Oh, I'm in the club. The club shit ain't so popping no more. You know, ain't nothing to celebrate. Nobody want to be in them clubs and shit. We ain't got nothing to celebrate. Buying bottles and all this shit, and knowing we still got all these made up bills and all this excess stuff that they keep creating on us. So the only thing you can do is really sit. You notice people cutting the cables and the Comcast and all that because it's just the price, the greed is becoming, you know what I'm saying, over limited. Like people becoming too greedy.
You know motherfuckers ain't got no money and you still gonna raise the price.
Right. So shit, people's like, man, fuck that shit. We don't need that shit. You know?
I cut my cord back in like 2012. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't no cable. I've been off of internet, solely on internet since 2012.
So that's
and it was a struggle at first, but shit. 2 years after that, I found out how to do everything I needed to do.
And that's how it works. Like, you know, every time they create something, it bite them in their ass. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The internet, the ultimate resource now. That's the ultimate resource, that internet. You can research anything out there.
Right. And then you see now where when they created that internet, they created it for the money. But now they done made it to where like the internet is biting them in their ass because it give us information. It give us like we can post the videos of the killings, the lies, just you know what I'm saying, the racism, you can find out anything on there to build your own shit, so you don't need to do that shit no more. Like every time you create something, it'll bite them in the ass. So it only be a matter of time before it come back around too, you know.
Yeah.
And like right now with that price gouging, it'll bite them in the ass eventually because you can't make somebody pay what they don't have.
Well, it's crazy because they trying to put a price tag on just getting on the internet, period. Which is
right. It was that back, you know. It used to be that with AOL.
Yeah.
But you know what's funnier than that, right? Like these motherfuckers talk about unlimited data, right? This is years ago. This is years and years ago. This is my mind. It was always unlimited. Y'all motherfuckers put an on and off switch on it.
Yeah,
you know it's a higher power that controls everything now. You know that they only allow you to do but so much now.
They
allow you to do but so much.
You can't fool me because I'm older than Google.
Okay. You feel me? You feel me? And then you know they be creating all this like stuff just for the dollar again. Like I say, like with the reels, for example, on Instagram, you know, they was paying people to create those reels, and that was really just to create traffic to their domain.
Right.
Now that the traffic been, you know, sent to the domain and they got all the ad space now, you see they don't allow, you know, they don't offer the bonuses no more because they already got the subscriptions and the guaranteed traffic that's coming there already. So they didn't reach their quota.
Well, you kind of know what the next thing is, which you already got. Like, so you already got your Lowbury website.
Yeah.
My man JB, he got his website. So I think the price of owning your own website, like, we got our website, but it's not constructed. But I went ahead and bought the name because the name was like less than $10.
Send me your information when we get off. You know, I do code and all that. I did that website.
Boy, you a hustler.
Yeah, we do that in-house. Like that's in-house. Lowbury, we do the websites, the coding and all that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I just think more people are going to start having their own website because
it's going to be beneficial.
That's another one. Yeah,
that's what everything is, really, the way up traffic. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's going now. So when you do your own .com, as versus you doing a middleman with YouTube or middleman with IG or middleman with Spotify, you go directly to your site and you get your streams, your views, just like y'all, for example, y'all do the bottom of the bottle straight from the bottom of the bottle.com. And all your streams, like you get your own IRC code, ISRC, the ISRC code, and each time y'all do a podcast or video, you stamp it. That's the UPC code for the video. So wherever the video is streamed outside of your website, y'all will be getting paid for it. But they don't teach you that kind of stuff because they don't want you to know it.
Right. And then go ahead.
No, I'm about to say, that's why I fuck with Monster, boy. Monster been on that education since I met him, boy. Since I found him on the internet, Monster been on that education. I'm freely education. That's what I'm saying. Like, he willing to give it to somebody he don't know. So that's what make him a major natural resource.
Information,
he's willing to give the information.
Each one teach one. We give it information. If you charge for it, then that's kind of like you send it. You know what I mean? Because you supposed to pass it. If you blessed to have the information, you pass it on to the next person, and they pass it, and so on and so forth. But once you start to try to charge for stuff, you become a capitalist, really.
And that's what it is, man. Like I said, it ain't gonna be long before, if you don't make your money on the internet, you ain't gonna be making no money.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got these motherfucking remote control forklifts. Like, none of that shit gonna matter no more in a minute.
That's true. That's what we're headed to.
You see the new meme they got Walmart where there'll be no cashiers. It's just all AI robots going through the aisles.
But do you see that's where they steadily cycling? They cycling the cashiers out and moving in checkout, the self checkouts. You know what I mean? Next is just gonna have, like you said, the AI robots just to police it. You go in there try to steal, they're gonna hold your ass down until somebody come get you.
If they don't hit your ass with a laser, somebody gonna find a reason to put a laser on that hole.
Stun you, shock you out.
Give you a gun.
Well, my
the
cousin
robot needs a gun too.
Yeah, one of our cousins, I think he was in Atlanta. He was somewhere at a Mexican restaurant, and his waiter was a robot. Brought on the menu and everything.
Wow. We're going into the age of the Jetsons.
It's crazy, man.
But then they showed it to us, so it's coming. If you show it, they got
it. We hope it's
we used to watch G.I. Joe. When we was kids, we used to watch G.I. Joe and see that black jet flying across the sky with Cobra Commander. And then they introduced the stealth bomber.
Yep.
We was on the Jetsons watching him talk to Spatial Sprockets on the FaceTime. Then they introduced,
Hey, I kind of want to switch subjects a little bit, and I wish JB was in here because, like I said, he kind of got a similar background as you. I don't know if y'all both.
I think JB did a
No, not that JB, the one that just left. I'm talking to the dude that
I think he rapped, right?
Yeah, he rapped.
Yeah, I think he came to one of the low breed takeovers.
Oh, okay.
JB be moving. He be moving and shaking.
I think he came to one of the takeovers. When he come back in, I think we had him out at the show one time. All
right, but I wanted to know if y'all watched, because I sent it to my brother. Did y'all watch the little documentary on King Von that everybody talking about now?
I didn't. I saw it on there though. They was talking about how the guy over in the UK created it and made all that money so fast, millions of views in 2 days.
Yeah, so it's about 3 hours long though. Right. But what I want to get into is within the first hour and a half, they say he is associated with 6 bodies, and this is around before he was with Vaughn. This is like before Vaughn and right when he got with Vaughn. I don't know, Moss can hear us, and his camera just went out.
I can hear you.
Yeah, so they said he was associated with 6 bodies. I was only an hour and a half into the video at that time.
So they didn't even get to the music yet.
Yeah, he really didn't get to the music yet. He already got 6 bodies. So and they say he died at 26.
Tell me this. Do you think that he actually got that many bodies, or do you think like they fabricating a lot and doing a lot of cold case, putting him on it because there's no proof of evidence for him to defend himself?
I think that's kind of what it is, because he had been locked up 4 or 5 times. He had a couple attempted murders and all that.
Think about the times that we in, and think about Chicago and these young black boys. They'll kill you or lock you up and hide you for shoplifting. You think they'll allow him to get that many bodies and he's still moving around like that?
Right.
But that was the other thing. All his bodies was within a couple blocks of where he grew up in the hood. So it's like, do you think they really care about him killing the other killers?
I think it's easy, and you got much to. A dead man can't defend himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
and you got umpteen thousand cold cases that you need to give somebody some relief on.
Yeah.
Right. Right. That's why I said that with the cold cases and unsolved, and he had a reputation for that. It's easy just to place him on him. But I don't think that he did all that, because again, you in Chicago. Chicago is so crime infested that if you steal a piece of bubble gum out the store, they're gonna take you off the street because they're trying to do away with the crime.
Right.
Yeah.
So all those people outside, people know when somebody shot, somebody saw it. Or somebody
Please
know
believe.
it. So after about the first body in Chicago, he was gonna sit down.
And that was the other thing, because like they talked about, so he had a couple bodies, so alleged a couple bodies before he went to jail for I think for like 3 years. So he in jail, but even when he came out, you heard the story about his cellmate call him a name or whatever, but he respected his cellmate. So the man had respect, but in the sense when he out, they say he a killer, he this and that. But when you see him talk, like he kind of
He real
respectful
well
when he
spoken.
talk.
He got a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
that's why I say I think a lot of this stuff be put on these young black boys, man. I think they just put the stamp on them and the ticket on them and cash them out because, like the system, like we all know the corrupt, situations that go on out here, and innocent kids is getting their head blown off, just by mistaken thinking that they did something. So I know you're not gonna let a child get away with, and I say child because he was young boy, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You're not gonna let him get away with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bodies. That's
No
like
way.
that's like a serial killer. That's a Jeffrey Dahmer type thing. But
Well,
if
that's
he
what they
wasn't even hiding it, let him say, he's doing it. He killing it, and everybody know he got these bodies. You're not gonna make it like that. That's like fabricated to me.
Well, that's what they were saying. They were saying he had all the tendencies and the makeup. Of course, on that video you talking about, that guy doing the video he had some professionals speak on it, but saying he had all the characteristics of a serial killer. There's certain characteristics that he had that the same serial killers had. But in a sense, how many black serial killers
I was
are
just
there?
about to ask that question. How many black serial killers do you know?
Yeah. So how many black serial killers are there compared to white serial killers? How many white mass murderers or mass shootings out there that's white compared to mass shootings that are black?
That's what I'm saying. JB,
And the whole subject done changed. It done got real up in here. Talking about serial killers.
JB, I want to ask you a question. Do you ever come to under the low breed takeover?
No, bro.
I thought that was like JB the artist. That's not your name?
No,
Okay, I know a JB the artist. Dreadlocks, everything. You feel me?
Yeah.
We still got to get you down to one of these takeovers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You doing music. We're trying to bring everybody together, make it make sense.
Definitely, man. I'm all down for that, man.
JB
for
real
that.
with that shit, man. It's quality music. He not gonna compromise himself. And again, we put y'all together because y'all like minded, man. He got some juice now.
That's
Yeah.
what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. I'm all
Hey,
for it, man.
but JB, another reason why, because that's kind of why we switched the subject. Because I told Monster, you and him kind of got a similar background from the country. You got a past, should I say? Monster always talking about mud diamonds and getting it out the mud and all this other stuff. So me and my brother, we always talk about the youth, but it's not to disrespect them. It's to find a way with the older generation to talk to them, and that's what you do through your nonprofit, through your 501c nonprofit Altitude Academy, is you talk to the youth.
Yeah.
So we were just speaking on King Von's situation, because I don't know if you've seen the little documentary thing. It's about 3 hours long. But what do you say to somebody if he's allegedly got that many bodies at less than 25? And you've been in the streets. Yeah, you've been in Chicago. Yeah, he's from Chicago.
What do you say to somebody, man? Oh man.
I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about everybody else. You know your past. What do you say to somebody else that's on that road?
Murder is real specific. Murder ain't like nothing else.
Yeah, it ain't like nothing else, but like.
Yeah, man. I gotta relate to this one right here, man. To Paul, man. One of the apostles, man. Paul, because he was a murderer, man.
You know what I'm saying? But that's a hard one, bro. Like I'm lost for words right now. To what do I say to somebody who took that many lives, man? Because that's definitely one of the commandments, you know. Like thou shalt not kill, but we all know it comes to a point in time where you got to defend, you got to protect your own. But the reason why he did something, I don't know, bro. I'm lost for words with that one, man. I would actually have to like really like when I approach that young man or whatnot. I don't know. I got to look him in his eyes or whatnot, and really just try to understand like his thought process at that point. And which it probably ain't no understanding, you know, because we all come from different backgrounds and whatnot. We can say what we would do at a moment in time, but we don't know until we in that position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about the whole situation or whatnot. I will actually have to be put in that moment, man. I'm a spontaneous person. I'm a person of the moment. So I can't really say what I would say, but it definitely would be something encouraging. It would definitely be something for his mind, something for him to ponder on and think about, though.
What
Definitely.
about you, Monster?
What's that? What would I say?
Yeah, like you got a young dude running around like King Von. He kind of you hang out. You probably think he'd listen, but you know his reputation. You see what he doing. Like my brother say, murder is something else. That ain't you selling dope or selling dope and somebody dying, but you not watching it. He out here with a purpose, allegedly.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I would have to know that is really what was going on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would have to know that that's really like he was really out here killing all those people. Then you just try to come and try to find like JB said, you gotta look him in his eyes really and just try to see where he's coming from with it. What's inside of him to make him even want to go that way. Because a lot of
I
times
feel like
when somebody's soul torn like that, you can see it in their eyes. So you know the
Oh
conversation.
yeah.
You know?
it's like not to bring it up, but it's just one of my shotters, cuz.
Yeah,
They was hustlers. Mad
Yeah.
Max was a killer. They wasn't
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They needed each other, but you think Mad Max was gonna stop killing them motherfucker one day?
That was just in him. It was in
That
him.
was just in them. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't want to come off the subject, man, but like I said, bridging the gap between the OGs versus these young cats coming up. Like we lost so many of us to the system, especially in our age group. So many of our brothers and cousins and people that we was close to through crack, through HIV, everything that they tried to throw to us from the 70s to the 90s. They thought it was gonna be AIDS. It wasn't AIDS, so it was gonna be crack. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't crack, so it was the 3 strike rule. They took so many men that looked like us off the street, and all of them men wasn't societal misfits. They wasn't people like some of them dudes sold crack to provide for their family, but they was generally good dudes. They was still coaching little league. They was still picking up their kids from school.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true, man. That's true.
We just I feel like we lost so many of them. That's where the disconnect kind of comes in. You got so many young dudes that was raised by their mothers or their grandmothers, and some dudes came up under that and they thrived and they still became productive men. But I think the environment that you in dictate who you become.
There you
Which,
go. There you go, right there. Your environment got a whole lot to do with it too, and then what you feed your mind has a lot to do with it too. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever
information.
you feed your spirit, whatever you feed your mind, yeah, man. Because like that internet, the first thing they do, you hear about TikTok or you see YouTube or whatever like that. A lot of the kids they just caught up with like, what are you doing it for? Like popularity to be accepted. What are you doing it for? Most people to do things to generate funds or whatnot. That's what you really want to do is feed your family, whatnot. But what are you really doing it for? They're feeding you all of this stuff. It's access to this internet and stuff like that, and we just destroying ourselves and whatnot with it, you know. All these TikTok, all these trends and these challenges that's going on and stuff like that. But you got your environment has a lot to do with it, man. Your environment has a lot to do with it. I might not be like saying things that support one another, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. Your environment got a lot to do with it.
like I say, it's like the trigger word of the last few years has been toxic masculinity, right? But I feel like it's dudes that have been I feel like men have gotten softer. So how can it be toxic masculinity when you got so many of these byproducts of a single mother or a single grandmother trying to raise these kids? Like these dudes just taking on female tendencies because of the environments they've been in.
Like the thing about it though, like this, Jay. So you got the country in Africa, they denouncing homosexuality. So here you have the U.S. trying to step in and defend that. Now, what gives the U.S. the audacity to try to tell them what is acceptable and what's unacceptable?
Right.
Like they're really pushing that transgender homosexuality stuff. Like, and we ain't come from that, man. I was talking to Joe Side, my cousin, the other day about that too. Like, how do you think like a lot of men would fare back in the day? Like you got a lot of laws. Just for example, look at the NFL. I mean, that's good that they're protecting a lot of people's health or whatnot, but you got a lot of rules and regulations that's being implemented to like protect people's feelings. Like it's really soft today, for real. It's really soft, man. It ain't no way like back in the day, like how our pops grew up, man.
Well, you know, that's that.
Boy.
But that's that. It's a version of the participation award. Life has the participation award. They feel like, and I heard this, when you born, you automatically respected when you not. And as we grew up, you got to earn that respect. You can't just be born and people respect you because everybody wasn't brought the same to respect you.
No, that's true.
If you was the new kid in class, you had to deal with the new kid in class shit.
Yeah. Exactly. If you move to the new town, even at my age now, if I were to move to Oklahoma, I can't walk the streets and expect respect. I gotta walk the streets knowing I already got the respect by my walk. Or by how I talk, or how I shake your hand, or how I enunciate my words. But the way the world is built is people think.
A lot of times you walk. A lot of times when you walk in a new area, the animals that would give you problem, they know what an animal look like, so they're gonna respect it.
Exactly.
Do that.
Exactly.
You know, that's just the way of the wild.
I don't want nobody to get it fucked up again. Whatever your life choices are, they're your life choices. Everybody deserves to live, breathe, and be able to pursue whatever they need out of life. But we can't act like there aren't agendas. We can't act like people are not gaining from a certain point of view in an argument anymore. And all of it boils down to political capital. All these people fighting for a man to be a woman and all that shit, they not even in that struggle. The ones that make the most noise about your acceptance, they're not even in that struggle, man.
Good deal.
It's like if you got plants in hip hop, then you got plants in politics. And if you got plants in politics, you got plants in life.
But I think kind of go back to what Monster be talking about sometimes. That's a distraction. We out here worried about the LGBT, all the letters plus. We're about the heterosexual. We're worried about this, but we not really having the conversation about Trump. We not having the conversation about the Cash App dude that got murdered. We not having conversation about the mass shooting in Buffalo. Them people got killed almost a year ago. You don't hear nothing else about that. Like there's so much stuff that we not hearing about because there's other stuff.
The old man that shot that little black boy in the head for knocking on the wrong fucking door,
and then he turned himself in and got out in 2 hours.
I mean, a lot of stuff has been obvious to us or whatnot, you know, and it's been shown. Like, I mean, ain't nothing y'all can do about it. What? That's just how it is.
Like we've been showing away so much, showing that we're gonna let them walk, that we desensitized to it now. We don't even fight about it no more. They just accept it and keep it going.
So are we the most forgiving race? No, that's the shit that we the most forgiving race.
I think we don't have the right people in position yet.
Our race is we the teachers. We were the teachers. We the wise ones. We the ones that got massive hearts. We love. So that's how everything got taken from us, by being so trusting, caring, and understanding. You know?
But we don't get credit for that.
No.
We never get credit for that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
a lot of things we ain't gonna get credit for.
Right.
A lot of things.
The same dudes, last week they had the two black men in Tennessee that they tried to remove from the house. You know what I'm saying? Them same white politicians that removed him from the house, now they coming up on wiretaps talking about how they want to hunt niggas and hang niggas from trees. Back, we wouldn't have took that back in the day. We would have just strung them up to a tree. We can't do that. And Sam saying talking about they can't do it no more.
Yeah, I mean, bruh, and what's gonna happen to them? Nothing. They still gonna get their sponsors. They still gonna get all of their money sent to their whatever campaign they got going. Ain't nothing gonna happen until we have the right people in position or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? In political position to actually like make a difference. But I guess for what it's I mean, progress is being made if we look at the bigger picture. I don't know. That's what I was told. I have yet to examine it. So
I definitely agree that the progress is being made. You having a harder time fooling people. You having a harder time acting like it didn't happen, because that's what it generally is from a group of people. It's that passive aggressive. Well, we didn't even know it happened like that. Bullshit. Now we know. Y'all, we have a history. We got receipts now.
We do have receipts, boy.
Yeah.
So I want to give both of y'all a moment that we can just speak on as black men, and we don't got to talk long. Just either one of y'all go first on just a topic that y'all just want to touch on real quick that we all can speak on. As far as JB and Monster.
Well, just real quick, like I said, you thought you had a connection to JB. I'm gonna give you the real one, Monster. He got a nonprofit called the Altitude Academy, legit 501c program for young people. He puts people that look like us on front, but it's for young people in general. But about the education and aviation, from piloting to mechanics to just general overall knowledge in aviation, man. Like, I tell them all the time, like, that's some of the dopest shit I ever been a part of or even been privy to. So I just wanted to put that man on platform to show you what kind of dude you're dealing with.
Yeah.
That's commendable too. I wanna link in with you and see what it is that I can do, you know what I'm saying, to help like move forward with it or just be a part of it. You feel me? Let me know.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. I appreciate it, man. It's definitely gonna take all of us coming together, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, take a village to raise a child. So
yeah,
that's definitely something that I don't expect to be able to take on by myself. So I'm looking for help all day long and any ideas or whatnot that we can just get everybody involved. And to go off of what you said, El, I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet. I guess the question is, man, like what are we really trying to do as a community? You know what I'm saying? Like, we see all of these things going on or whatnot, and we have every reason to see ourselves as victims. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there's order with everything that you want to achieve or whatnot. So the question is that I just want to ask, not just the four of us, but the community around the world, like, what are we trying to do and how are we trying to do it? You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like we're all across the place. And there's really no order, no organization. You know what I'm saying? And we've had people in the past, leaders that have been assassinated and taken out, who actually like showed us how to actually like make progress, and they did it through order. So what are we trying to do and how are we trying to do it? That's my only thing. It's from
my opinion, I got a partner who started a B&I group, just trying to put people together. And the first thing I told him is, I'll try to do whatever you got, but I don't want no role right now. I think people get tied into the labels and they think somebody above them, so they find that disrespectful, or they figure, I can follow you, but in 30 days, 90 days, 2 years, I want my own. Like, a lot of times, like my dad said, an old man from civil rights. He was like, I don't fuck with lines. But in moving us forward, there has to be a line. There has to be a chain of command. There has to be some subordination. There has to be some empathy. there has to be some understanding, and I just think that everybody's an individual. I think they technically broke us up, and there's too many people that want to be individuals. They want to be justified. They want to be taken care of. They want some kind of compensation instead of saying, we doing this for our people 5 years from now, for 10 years from now. Everybody want the shit right now. So it's hard to understand where we need to go with all these resources when everybody's looking out for themselves.
One thing, JB, I would say is we now know we don't need one leader.
Yeah.
We need a troop. Because the honest thing of it all is they done set so many small fires, we can't do shit individually. We can't expect one person to put on the suit and go put out all the fires. You got injustice in your regular day-to-day life, whether you go to the gas station before you cross the tracks or the gas station after the tracks. While you at work, the motherfucker who's in charge of you. If you go to school, are they respecting your grades? If you do pay your rent on time, are they adding that to your credit score? It's so many fucking fires that we can't rely or wait on one individual. Conversations like this amongst like-minded people will breed more like-minded people. Right. And that's what I'm proud of right now.
Right. I agree. I feel like, we know what needs to be done. Back before, when we had like leaders like the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings, the Thurgood Marshall, the Frederick Douglasses, the Mary McCall Bethune, Benjamin Banneker's, the Booker T. Washington's, we didn't have the information. It was only a select few that had information. Now that's not the case. We know what's going on. So you got to tell yourself, it's time to do something. Like, conversation is cool. Talking is a lot. Like, people talk all the damn time. But you got 2 hands and 2 feet. It's time for us to start moving. Conversation is cool, but you can talk while you move.
Yes, sir. I like that.
There you go.
I like that.
But you know what else too? And as you say in our community, so each community, there's black folk in each community, right, that we need to take care of. JB, you need to take care of your people in your community. Monster, you need to take care of people in your community. The other thing that I kind of find a problem is, we'll go fund me to somebody in Iowa and walk past somebody in our community.
Yeah.
So it's harder to fix your community, even if you send $25 on a GoFundMe to somebody in Iowa. And I understand that there's different reasons why you do it. I'm just talking about in general. But you walk by somebody in your own community that need that same $25.
But you know what? It's like this. Are you giving to support your community, or are you mad that these bums is in front of the store? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You like you got to be real about it. You got to be all the way real. I've never done a GoFundMe. I ain't never gave nobody. I've seen heartwarming, tear-jerking stories and all of that shit. I don't necessarily have it to give. You know what I'm saying? But in my community, have I shared $1 here, a sandwich here? Yep. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I can do, a couple bottles of water, I do that. It's just more along the. Let's make it cool to do that. Let's make it a mandate to do that. When you see somebody down, somebody that look like you and they down, let's try to figure out what the problem is. Now, homelessness is a fucked up thing because a lot of them people want to be out there, and nobody wants to admit that shit. A lot of them people got families. Family been looking for them for years. They just don't want to go home. They used to whatever they used to. I'm going to say this, man. What I want for people is, when we touched on the whole, are we the most forgiving people? I need us to be unapologetically who we are every motherfucking day. And I hate, I'm not trying to provoke violence, but the turn the other cheek shit ain't working. It's just not working.
I mean, information is key. Like, the educational system that some of us go through, to get these degrees, it wasn't built for the communication to where our people understand it. So we got to take the information that we got, and we got to start learning how to break it down and relay it into the ones that's deemed uneducated, so to speak, and give them the information to where we can start building. And then you got, as verses 1 or 2, they got a little sense. You got 10, 12 got a little, and those 10, 12 get 1 or 2 attached to them, and so on and so forth. And as we grow. But again, it's going to start with us passing this information around, because a lot of people want to hold information just to say that they're the one that got the information.
Now that's the realest thing right there. I appreciate that.
All right, boss, you got something?
Huh?
You got something? Just a little question you just want to throw out there, just to,
a question?
Before we get out. Yeah, before we get out of here.
Anything you just want to pose to the group for the conversation?
My question is like, when does it start? What does it end? And that can go for everything and anything. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like what you just said is simple, it's eloquent, and it's achievable. It starts now on the strength of when you get the opportunity to tug on a motherfucking ear, what are you filling them with? Stop having the bullshit, arbitrary conversations about the club and about the Hemi and about the bullshit, and really give them something to chew on besides that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to say to that.
Cool deal.
I think it kind of, you seize the moment. Whatever moment that is, whatever it is. Like I say all the time, it's like the Matrix, the red pill and the blue pill. But if somebody presented something to you, we all got choices. Whether them choices are for you, against you, or whatever, we all got choices. So you say, when does it start? It starts when you acknowledge whatever's happening. Because, you know, a lot of people just lost to the world. And some people just never seize the moment. So I just feel like seizing the moment. So as soon as that moment's there, if you give somebody an opportunity, whether it's a job, a chance for education, even now, you didn't have to come on here, but you came on here and you brought education. We took that pill and seasoned that moment. You didn't have to do that, and we didn't have to accept it. So when does it start? It started as soon as you came on here and I clicked add you to this live. I think that was it starts here. It starts with this conversation. I mean, that's just like a metaphoric type thing.
Praise truth. I dig that. That's what's up.
Look, y'all gave us the most valuable commodity we got left. We already told you. We talked about the dollar not being shit. So the most valuable commodity we got left in this world is our time. And what we gonna do with that time, man. I appreciate y'all sharing y'all time with us, man. This has been a different type of episode. We don't always, we do. We gonna speak on the culture because that's all we got is the representation of us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes we laugh, but sometimes we just got to get down to the real shit and say what need to be said. Yeah. And I appreciate y'all brothers for always being able to stand 10 toes down and say the shit and believe the shit that you're saying. Because that's the other thing that we don't have enough of. Plenty of motherfuckers talk and plenty of motherfuckers walk, but they don't normally do it at the same time.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, yes, sir.
I appreciate y'all. We can do a last call, and JB, go ahead and give them the information. Put the information out there on Altitude Academy, and you know we hope that spread out to the wind.
Altitude Academy 727.com, man. IG, Instagram, Altitude Academy, everything, Facebook and all too. We're just trying to introduce our kids to like all types of careers in aerospace, you know. So that's just what it's about. I started at a latter age. I'm not gonna say a late age. No, it's never too late. Everything happens for a reason. Started at a latter age. But if my youngest can actually start, you know what I'm saying, like real early or whatnot, why not? You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're about, just advancing the youth, just introducing them to aerospace. Altitude Academy, everything. Just Google it, man. All the support is much appreciated. Yep.
That's what's happening. Monster, let them know what's going on with Low Bree here for these next couple.
We working. I got a project coming out entitled Skiggy. You know Skiggy, Tuskegee, Booker T. Washington, George Washington Carver. There's a lot, a lot of great stuff came from, a lot of hidden information, a lot of history that I'm about to reintroduce, but I'm gonna introduce on the side where a lot of people can understand it coming from the land that we come from. I got a single coming out May 12th, entitled Ghetto Psalms. You know what I mean? Just a lot of this preaching from, again, like I said, the concrete side of stuff, man. And then all the artists they're working on new projects, you know, we working on building and just, you know, as we grow.
As we grow. That's what's happening, man. And again, we appreciate your time. What you gonna tell the people, Carolina?
I appreciate these two black gentlemen coming on our platform. Anybody know both of them done been on here multiple times. I reached out both of them down to do it. That's just what we do. We create relationships, man. I hit Monster up and also say, man, y'all be having real conversations. So that's what we appreciate when we bring people on here and they know it's a real conversation, and then the viewers, when they watch it, they know it's a real conversation. We got nominated for three podcast awards. We got Southern Plug Award, Southern Independent Award, and Southeastern Music Award, something like that. We didn't win the Southern Plug Award, but shit, we was on the ballot for nominating because we put in work. Southern Independent Award, don't know nothing about that because that's this weekend, but we put in work for that. And the Southeastern, you know, coming up in May, we put in work for that. Regardless, we're gonna put in work. It might not be perfect like tonight. The internet just don't want to act right. It might be on purpose. They might have seen, the internet might have seen 4 black men having conversations, didn't want to act right tonight. That might have been the problem.
Okay.
We're gonna try to still be consistent and put out work that have quality people come on the show. Anybody watch the show, we haven't had anybody that didn't have some type of quality to them. And we appreciate that. We appreciate these two gentlemen. Hey, y'all two stay on the line after my brother does his closing just for a quick second.
Yeah, man. So y'all know what it is, man. It's the bottom of the bottle. We here to push the culture forward, man. Doing the things that we've been doing. That shit was live. We got to get past live, and we got to live. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we here for, man. Love the people that love you back, man. Share your most valuable commodity, which is your time, man. Building up your community, doing something besides something for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what we here for. So for everybody that rock with us, for the new people that find us, man, we appreciate y'all. We do need y'all to hit the like. We do need y'all to hit the subscribe, the notifications, so you know when we on. Every Wednesday between 8:35 and 8:45. On the weekends, either Saturday, Sunday around 9:30. Y'all come fuck with the bottom of the bottle, man. We gonna talk about it, and you in on the conversation. So we appreciate y'all. Outside of that, man, it's been my pleasure again, and we signing out, man. Y'all brothers stay tight for a second.